We appreciate you being here, since this program is optional and discusses best practices for your consideration. If you are thinking of adopting any of them, please make sure to review the requirements in your area/region with your broker, branch manager, or manager, including those related to contacting consumers. We do want to highlight the importance of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, better known as TCPA. The general rules are that it's okay to call people if the person recently gave you their phone number, but remember to check the DNC list regularly if they haven't spoken to that person in a while. You will also want to check the DNC list anytime you don't have permission. Automated calling/texting platforms should never be used. Pre-recorded messages and artificial voices should never be used. You will be personally liable for any violations of the TCPA. We'll mention the TCPA a few times throughout this presentation.
Hello everybody, and in today's demonstration I'm going to showcase how you can create an area report with Prospect Square. Starting off at the home screen, I'm going to go ahead and take my cursor and head on over to Reports, hit the drop down, and select Area Report. Now, if you don't see this menu on the left hand side, no problem. Just take your cursor, head on up to the top left, hit the 3 lines, and you'll see your drop down menu. So for today, we'll go ahead and select Area Report. I'm going to go ahead and minimize the menu so we can have a little bit of a better view of what we're looking at. So we're going to go ahead and select this blue new button here. And we can just call this Test Area Report. Contacts, I'm going to type myself in for today, but just as a note, you can always browse, you can add multiple contacts this way, you can search via groups as well. So for example, I can select my 80s group if I wanted to. Go ahead, hit the search option, and then I can select multiple individuals this way. If you have groups that are larger than 50, you just keep going through the different pages and selecting this top line checkmark box here to include everybody that is on that page. Okay, so I've got myself in here. So for market areas, this is where it gets fun. So I can go ahead and browse the different areas here that are available to me, or what I can also do, as you see, right, it's a little bit of a much kind of search through 1,122 different areas. Of course, you can always search through here as well. What I tend to find the easiest is that if you already know what you're looking for, you can just go ahead and type that in. Right, and you can see like the different areas: Newport Beach, Newport Coast, etc. So then I can type the one that I want in. Maybe I want Huntington as well. Right, you can see the different areas of Huntington as well. You can also see how they break it down in between single family homes and condominiums. So if you want to pick any of those, you can do that too. And I guess the great thing is with area reports is that you can select multiple areas. So you're not just limited to one. Our copy agent on report, if you do send this out and it says no, right, it's only going to go out to that person. You don't get that additional copy. If you select yes, then you'll get a copy for each report that you send out. So if you're sending this report out to 5 different people, you're going to get 5 different copies. So best practices I would suggest is if you're going to send it out to multiple individuals, just keep yourself on that contact list as well, as opposed to selecting the copy agent to yes. The other real nice thing about Prospect Square is that if you hover over any of these black circles, right, it'll tell you what each category is. If you need a little bit more of a further clarification, you can go ahead and hover over that. The report enabled element, so with that said, it says yes here. That means it'll be sent out. If you select no, that means it essentially will save it as a draft. If I move further down the line, this is where we can see our initial email subject line. This is going to be an automatic drip campaign. As we talk about area reports, these are the reports that go out on a monthly basis. So they typically go out about the first week, reporting stats back of the previous month. Now, with that said, we've got our image here as well, so we can cycle through our images for the library. And now we're going to go ahead and select preview. Now the report has populated in. You can see we have our cover image, we have the salutation for our contact, we have the text for the area report. And when it comes to our signature block and the different elements here, I'll walk you through those really quickly. So if we want to print this out, we can convert this to a PDF. If we want to view this online in a browser, we could do that too. Sharing to social media, this is a quick way to share to Facebook and some other platforms. Now for the client, right, if they want to contact you directly through it, they can just select this contact me option, or they can also forward it over to a friend as well. Within the signature block, this will be based off of what you have within your profile. So this could be your email, website, phone number. And then we've also got the social media icons here where you can kind of start plugging your various social media platforms that you've got. If I scroll a little bit further down, right, we'll see the stats from our first area for the prior month. We'll get all the stats on that. And if we keep going further down, we'll get to our second area. And again, then see the stats for that as well. So this is a great way that if you're farming multiple areas, you include all those areas in one report, or if you want to be specific for a particular client, you can do that as well. Okay. So we've taken a look at the report. It's everything we want it to be. We're ready to send. We can go ahead and then hit the save and send button. Now you can see that our market areas, it has the multiple areas that we selected today. Now, if I need to resend this for whatever reason, I can just hit the envelope button here where it says send report now. If I want to preview it again at any point, I can select this paper icon here. If I need to delete the report, I can do that by selecting the trash icon here. If I need to edit it for whatever reason, maybe somebody's moving out of the area that you're sending them reports about, so then maybe you want to update those reports too. Okay. So additionally though, if say I were to send this out to multiple different people, then I would just have multiple lines here showcasing the different campaigns that went out to each individual. With that said, if you ever need to find any reports, you can click on the find button. Action as well, if you want to copy this report, maybe you want to use it for somebody else with the exact parameters, you can quickly do that too. And that's today's quick tip on how to create an area report within Prospect Square.